Hello students, and welcome to this video for your capstone exercise for chapter 1. So congratulations, you have basically, except for this exercise, have gotten through one whole chapter of Microsoft Word in our textbook. So you've been doing a good job adapting to the videos and following along with the instructions. And now remember, the thing is here, the goal of these exercises is that you do these exercises on your own and are able to do these skills without help. And so I'm going to show you how to do this first capstone exercise, and you notice I filmed the other practice exercises and such, but the goal is that you reach the point where you're doing it by yourself on your own. And so I'm going to show this one to you, this capstone project, but in the future this is going to be one where I won't have a video for you. You're going to have to use the textbook. You're going to have to use the skills that you hopefully learned throughout the exercises. So we're going to get through this one here together, and then in the future it's just the capstone exercises, so hands-on exercises I'll still help you out by showing you, but the capstone will be different. So it says here, as a travel editor for a regional magazine, you are responsible for the preparation of material related to destinations and special events. Your staff often prepares material on specific areas, and you edit and combine the submissions into attractive documents for publication. In this case, you collect information to spotlight a couple of destinations in the Southeast. A deadline is looming, so you use Word to produce an attractive title. So, spelling, margin, watermarks, and editing. Nothing detracts from content more than spelling and grammatical errors. Since this article is destined for print, it must be error-free. You check it for errors and manually proofread it. Additionally, you find it necessary to adjust margins to improve readability, and you edit content. Finally, a watermark indicates that this is not the final version. First part, so step A, it says open up the file you downloaded. There's two for this exercise you need to download. Word Chapter 1, Capstone 1, Travel, and we're going to save it. So File, Save As, you'll click Browse, and then for the name, now you will need to go to your flash drive wherever you have the file stored. So I'm going to go to the folder that I've set aside to show the exercises in, and then you're going to add here just an underscore and then your last name and your first name, and then you're going to save it. So choose where in the your flash drive you need to have it saved, and then do that. Alright, step B, it says position the insertion point at the end of the document. So I'm going down here to continues at the cloisters. I'll click. You could do Control End, and then it says on a new line, so I need to push Enter. I need to insert text from Word Chapter 1, Capstone File 1, Texas. And you'll notice capstone projects, you have to do a little bit of thinking. They don't spell it out exactly step for step for you. You have to do a little bit of thinking. You notice it says a new line. Well, that means I need to push Enter. Then it says insert text, so I'm choosing text from File. So hopefully you've been paying attention to help you out through these exercises. So I'm going to go to Downloads. I need to find the file that I got. So it's alphabetical order. So W1C1 Texas is what I'm looking for. And I'm going to open that up. Excuse me, insert it. So I inserted it on a new line. And now my document, is 2 pages. Then it says use Word's spelling and grammar checker to identify any spelling or word usage errors. So I'm going to click Review, and then I'm going to do the spelling and grammar, and then it shows me the different things here that need to be changed. So Mediterranean they think is spelled wrong here, so we can change it. Level, about 200 Texas definers took refuge. I'm going to guess it's defenders, so change that. The Alamo became an inspiration. So just going through your document, checking spelling and grammar, and doing that. Alright, it next says select the word quaint in the third paragraph on the first page. So this is step C, we're still on. So I did spelling and grammar. So here's quaint, so I double click on it, it'll select it for me. It says use the thesaurus to identify synonyms. So I've selected it, I click thesaurus, and then it says here insert the word charming instead. So I need to find charming in the list over here, and then I can click on the arrow and choose insert, and it switched out quaint with charming. Then it says close the thesaurus pane, proofread the document to ensure there are no other errors. You can do that on your own. I'm not going to be doing that here in the video because I do want you to do that by yourself. Alright, it says change the left and right margins to 1 inch. So I'm going to go to Layout tab, I'm going to click on Margins, the top left here, and then I'm going to go to Normal. So, oh, you know what? Actually, let's see here. Left and right margins to 1 inch. Let's just do this. We're going to go to Custom Margins. I don't want to change it if it's set to a certain way. Okay, so it's setting everything to 1 inch. So I could have gone with normal, but I'll just change it here in the custom settings and click OK. Alright, it says insert a diagonal watermark that displays draft. Color the watermark blue and leave it semi-transparent. So I need to add my watermark here, so I'm going to select that. Where was the watermark? Sometimes you'll forget stuff, and I'm even forgetting off the top of my head here. Oh, there we go, Design tab. You can tell it's early in the morning. Okay, select the watermark. It says a diagonal draft, so I have to choose draft 1. It looks like again. Remember, if you don't see it by using the scroll wheel on your mouse, click and drag on the scroll bar and move it that way, and it'll make it easier for you. I've added draft. Now I'm going to choose watermark, custom, and then I'm going to change. It says here the color to blue, so I'm just going to go with this blue over here, accent 5, and then leave semi-transparency on. So, and then I'll click OK. Alright, step F, we're on the final part of the first big group here. Display non-printing characters. So on my home tab, remove the hard return at the end of the third paragraph on the first page, so ending in guest rooms. So the hard return means get rid of that enter mark and just have it connect as one paragraph. So I'm going to click over here right after the paragraph. I'll push the delete button, and then I'll push space, and now it's connected the two together. Then it says change the number 200 in the 6th paragraph of the first page to 300. So here's 200. I'll click right here, change it to 300. And then it says change the word offer in the last paragraph on the first page to feature. So offer, it's in the last paragraph. I'm going to use the find tool. Change the word offer in the last paragraph. Oh, I'm on the first page. Okay. So right here, offer, last paragraph, first page. Got confused a little bit there. Change it. It says to feature. So just, I selected it. You can see by double clicking on it, and I type in feature. If I can spell it right. Change the word it's in the last paragraph on the second page to it is. So it's in the last paragraph on the second page to it is. So it looks like my spell check might have already done that for me, but let me, oh, here it is. So right here, it is. So last paragraph on the second page to it is. And then fourth paragraph on the first page incorrectly describes the cloister as the cloisters. Edit the paragraph to remove the S from the end of the resort name each place it occurs in the paragraph. So we're going to want to use our find tool for this. Now I don't know if we did this as much in the exercises, so you're going to want to pay attention to this. So I'm looking for cloister, excuse me, cloisters here, and I want to do a replace as well as instead of just finding it. So I click on the arrow over here, I choose replace, and now it says find cloisters and replace it, and you can type in you want cloister. And then I can choose replace all, and now it's changed it to what I needed to do. So let's make sure, yep. So cloisters to cloister using the replace tool in the find search bar. Okay, I'm going to exit out that pane right there. Alright, we're on headers, footers, symbols, and features that improve readability. You number the pages, include a descriptive header. You also ensure that each destination appears on its own page or set of pages. And finally, use several symbols to improve readability and to ensure proper credit. So create a page number footer centered at the bottom of each page. So what I'm going to do is I'll just double click down here, and then it says over here in my header and footer group there's page number, and it says centered at the bottom of each page. So when I choose bottom of page, bottom of page, I hover over that, and I go down to the one where it's centered, and now you can see it's there in the center like how I want it. Create a header with Southeastern Living on the left. So I click up here in my header, type in Southeastern Living, and then I need to put down the file name here. And I can go up here to document info and select file name, and it'll put it in there for me. I don't even have to type it in. Alright, that's step A. Step B, it says edit the header to include a copyright symbol before the words Southeastern Living. And we could go into symbols and do it that way, but from what I remember, if you do an open parenthesis, a C, and then a closing one, it'll put in a copyright symbol for you. You don't actually have to go to the symbols part. Alright, it says at a couple of locations throughout the document, a hyphenated phrase is incorrectly separated at the end of a line. Replace the dash separating those divided words with a non-breaking hyphen. Similarly, replace the space after the first name Addison with a non-breaking space so that the full name is not divided. So we're going to need to use a non-breaking space. We do also need to, so we got to find the hyphens. I'm just going to type a hyphen here, and then it shows the ones that it says basically replace the dash separating the divided words with a non-breaking hyphen. So a hyphenated phrase is incorrectly separated at the end of a line at a couple of locations throughout the document. So we want to find the ends of the lines here. It looks like it's actually just in the middle. So what we'll do is we're going to go up here, get rid of that. I believe it was Control Shift and space. Yeah, there we go. Control Shift and space for that non-breaking. And you notice when I type in here, it doesn't do my search results anymore. So I gotta click up here to the hyphen again. It'll find it for me. And I'll do the same thing. Oops, undo. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So Control Shift space, and then I'm back up here again. Just going through and getting rid of these. Control Shift space, and back up here again. Now some of these, it looks like they're fine. So like the well-to-do, I don't think you need to fix that one. But these ones that are like definitely multiple words, I mean well-to-do is one whole thing, but the rest of them like 5-star and things like that, I want you to go through and get rid of those. So Control Shift space. Now you're probably thinking we could have just used the replace button as well, and you're right, you could try that, but I'm gonna go with this. Oh, you know what, let's leave the 300-year-old Spanish missions one alone. And then it looks like Tex-Mex is our last one. Okay, so we've gone through and changed most of them. Really was only well-to-do and then the 300-year-old ones that we didn't change. That was it. Alright, it says similarly, such a fun word, similarly, replace the space, replace the space after the name Addison. So I need to find Addison right here. and it says replace it with a non-breaking space. Control Shift space. Oh, let me zoom in on that. Here we go. So you can see that right there, so that the full name is not divided. Insert a page break. I can now exit out. This is step D. Insert a page break before the 5th paragraph on the first page. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm inserting a page break, so we can go up here to insert, and we could do a page break that way. Otherwise, you could do Control and Enter. That's a hotkey for it, and it will separate it. And then it says E, step E, view the document as multiple pages to get a feel for the flow of the text. Because the text is a bit too high on the page, change the top margin to 2 inches and return the view to 100. So we're going to go to Layout, Margins, Custom again, and then we need to change the top one, it said, to 2 inches. I could have just typed in 2. You'll notice I click, so top changed to 2. I click OK, and now the text is moved lower. Return to the view 100%, so view 100%. Voila. Alright, we're on the last big part. I'm going to save it just so that way if something happens. As a document, so set properties and finalize document is our next big section in the textbook. As a document nears completion, you adjust document properties to include yourself as the author and to apply descriptive keywords. You also save the document in a format that ensures others will be able to read it. And finally, you ensure compatibility with earlier versions. Save the document in rich text format as the same title is right now. So the way we do rich text format, and I don't remember if we've covered this before, you do File, Save As, go to Browse, and you have it in the same location, but you go down to Save As Type, and you change that to rich text format. And you'll notice other documents that were in here have disappeared because it's only showing me rich text format types or folders. So same name, I'm going to click Save, and then save the document again as a Word document. So Save As, Browse, we're doing it again, but this time as a Word document. And it says replace the existing file and agree to upgrade. So I switched it from rich text format in the Save As type box, and I'm going to save it with the same name, and then I'm going to replace it. Oh, excuse me. There we go. And then it says your document will be upgraded. Click OK. Alright, that's step A. Step B is save the document. Run the compatibility checker for all previous Word versions. So File, we're going to go click Check for Issues in our Inspect document, and then check compatibility. It's going to say select which versions to show, and you'll notice no compatibility issues were found. It says inspect the document as well and remove all document properties and personal information. So I'm going to click OK, and then I go to File, Check for Issues, Inspect Document, click Yes, and then it says here to inspect it. You may not have that box that comes up like I did. And then here it says we need to remove all document properties and personal information. So you can see there's some here. We're going to do that, remove all, and then click Close. Alright, it says here step C. Step C, add travel, Texas, and Georgia to the keywords field in the document properties. So File, and then we're going to go to keywords in the document properties. So actually it's all the way down here, show all properties. So keywords, no, I think we actually have to go to options for this. No, hang on. Oh, it's changed a little bit since I did it. Here we go. You click on properties and then advanced properties. That's what it was. And then here's my summary information. Down here's my keywords, and I'm going to type in, it says here travel, oh, not travel, travel, Texas, and Georgia, oh, not and Georgia, so travel, Texas, Georgia. You'll notice I have them separated by commas, and then list your first and last name as the author. So first and last name. Oh, not title. Make sure you have the right field. Don't mess it up like I just did. So author, yourself, click OK. Preview the document. So I'm just pushing the back arrow, looking at it. It looks good. And then it says save and close the file. So save, file, close, and then you'll submit the based off of my instructions. So remember, this is what it's saved as. You're submitting the Word document. You're also submitting the rich text format document as well. So you have two files that you need to submit for the exercise. So I'll try to get to that in my folder here very quickly so you have an idea. So all the way down at the bottom. Here we go. So you can see I have a rich text format one and a Word document right here. So, and they look a little bit different on their thumbnails or the icon. So you're submitting these two files for the exercise. So great job following along. Remember, in the future, you're gonna have to do these on your own, the Capstone exercises anyway. So you're gonna want to get used to using your book in case you don't know where things are. Sometimes for me, you notice in the video, I had a moment where I paused. I had to think through, okay, where is the watermark, or where is something that I haven't used as much? You may have to look in your textbook to find out, but I think you'll be ready if you're paying attention and following along. So good job doing that. Submit this exercise and have a great day.